There's a reason to call in right there to correct me. And if you're listening to the show on a download, then you need to call in on another day, which will be Tuesday or Thursday after 11 p.m. Central Standard Time, and tell me, be like, hey, it was this amount of time. And I'd love to talk about hemp and the different problems that came about with like the, hold on, what was his name? His name was William Randolph Hearst. If you've never heard that name before, I suggest you research it. Reefer Madness, lovely. I'm not going to go on too much about that. But basically this gentleman who had these tumors, going back to his subject. And by the way, if you can't keep up with me, then this isn't your show. Because this is for people who need something to listen to, somebody to talk to, somebody to grow with. I'm here for you. Let Thrice into your mind. I will indoctrinate everything you know. I'm just kidding. Anyways, so this guy in Colorado, the doctors wouldn't let him use cannabis oil, but he went ahead and did it because it's legal. And he cured most of his tumors. I mean, he was still in the process of curing them, but I think 3 of them were benign and 2 of them were malignant. So, I mean, out of 5 being fully, I mean, I don't know a lot about cancer. I try not to think about it. But it was getting better, and it was only because of the cannabis oil. I mean, you can go into the spiritual aspect of he believed, and believing is better, and you just like praying to God because you believe in Christ or whatever your religion is. But the reality is he believed in the cannabis oil, and he used it as a medicine, and it worked. And when the doctors wanted to cut him open, and that's what we're facing in society, is this cleaving the body and dismembering the body before we actually even try any natural herbal substance. And it's not just about marijuana or cannabis. I hate the word marijuana. By the way, marijuana, and I try to break myself of this habit, marijuana is actually a Mexican word for tobacco, wild tobacco. So when you say marijuana, you're giving in to this lie. And that's just like the word God. When you say God, you're giving in to a lie, because the word God is not really a description of some divine being. It's a word that was formulated out of Germanic origins. So how can you even say that that word describes something that it isn't? You know, that's like saying, hey, I'm black. I'm not black. I may have black ancestry because the Moors invaded Sicily, and that's why I'm even more of an American mutt than most of the people around me. But the reality is that doesn't make me black. That doesn't mean that, I'm African American. And African American is a pretty interesting term. Just like I'm a white American. Well, no, that's actually different, because but it's like saying I'm an Italian American or I'm a Sicilian American when I'm already second generation, pretty much. I mean, I'm first generation American when it comes to Sicilian, but 2 different Sicilian generations lived here before me. So I can't say I'm a Sicilian American. I'm an American. I'm a mix. I was born here, first of all, or born underneath their democracy, which means I'm an American. So, moving forward, join us Tuesdays and Thursdays after 11 p.m. Central Standard Time, or 2300, which is what I like to say, and call in, because calling in is a great thing at 347-324-3704. I've been kind of just rambling here. This is, I think I'm just going to go ahead and retitle this the Rant and Raven episode, because that's pretty much what I'm doing. Had a nice Stella Artois and a Rebel IPA, enjoying myself because it's been a beautiful day today. Little about myself, you can look at my profile here on freedomizer.hotandsexy.com. Just kidding. Basically, I work in tech industry. I do some work for myself, contracting, and also I have a side job working with a lovely couple doing cell phone sales and working with a little programming and web stuff. And I love it. I love every day is a new day. And I'm young, I'm not fully, I make it sound so glamorous, but it's not that glamorous. It's the hard nitty-gritty, and I don't really get paid for some of the work I do because I'm building my own stuff. I'm building my own company. And, I'm believing it, though, because I believe we need to create a world of contractors. We need to create a world of contracts and business deals, because when we work on the trade of what you're good at, You're no longer a slave to working the 9 to 5. And I don't believe anybody should work 9 to 5. I think we should all work the hours that we need to work. And the reality is we live in such an aspect of technology, we can change the entire world. I believe that, people. Again, this is a ranting and raving episode, so I'm just going to go on a tangent here. I believe that we can change the world. You don't need money. All you need is time. All you need is time. If you believe you have the time to change the world, and you do one thing different every day, imagine what will happen. And I don't mean, doing something crazy like going jumping in a squirrel suit, although jumping in a squirrel suit would be super duper fun. And flying on the winds of eternity. But I'm saying, if you go out and you buy McDonald's, say you go out and spend $20 and you buy 20 burgers or 20 sandwiches, different sandwiches, and you go downtown and you just hand out the sandwiches. Think about if 5 people went out, let's say Austin, Texas, because that's where I am. Well, I'm in Liberty Hill, but Austin is the area. Say you go down to Austin and you go to McDonald's and you get those 20 sandwiches. Now somebody else goes. Let's go to 5. So you got 5 people, 20 sandwiches. Let's do some simple math, folks. 5 times 0 is 0. 5 times 2 is 10. That is 100 sandwiches. What would happen if by the third person he found that half the people half the people they handed out the sandwiches to said, you know what? I already got 2 of these sandwiches today. I don't need any more. Imagine not only how that third person would feel who's handing out the sandwiches, but how those homeless people would feel. Imagine what the world would create if we gave that to her. If we gave this thing called the All, Father Sky and Mother Earth, if we gave it the opportunity to utilize human existence, because we created peace, we created happiness, and it's as simple as food. I think that is how the revolution will start, everybody. Speaking of food, I'm going to bust into a banana right now. So, ruffle, crinkle, crinkle. Sorry about that, folks. But I think that is really where we need to go. In all major traditions of family, you got the Hebrews, the Jews, that whole culture loves food. I had some family friends growing up, and I laughed because their kids wouldn't eat leftovers because they always have food. I've had times in my life where I haven't had food. I've had times in my life where I've had plenty of food. I've had times in my life where we had plenty of food, but I was told not to eat a lot because I ate so much because I was so used to not having it. And I was big. I've always been big. I'm 5'4", and I'm 200 pounds, And I'm not fat. It's just I eat, and I'm... So, hence I said banana. But, it was beautiful. I was just like, oh, you'll eat? Okay, well, here's all this food that's going to go to waste if somebody doesn't eat it. So since you'll eat it, I don't care how much you eat. Because we have it, and nobody else can take it. We can't go hand it to our neighbors. And you know why? Because your neighbors won't take it. You got too much pride. You've got too much food. And that's the way it really works. Is you've got this constant excess of stuff. You imagine, what if we did take the money away? What if we did take the money away? The people who have excess, what would they be doing? You think that they would really still have excess, or they would only take what they need because they don't have to buy it? They don't have to go out to some shopping center, spend money that they don't want to spend, and feel uncomfortable, and then they have all this excess. Or they have the money, they're used to not having money, so they buy all the food that they want because it tastes good, because these companies don't make food because it's good for you. They make food because it tastes good. Everybody who makes food, there's 2 things. It's either because it's something that we've eaten for thousands of years and everybody knows what it's called, or it tastes fucking good. Pardon the language, but I'm just trying to get you to wake up here. This is a ranting and raving episode. I haven't been on the air because I've had problems with tech stuff, because I've been learning different things, I've had the baby going. I mean, he is so amazing, but balancing out a life where you want to be a free person in an enslaved society is ridiculous. I mean, your own family, your own friends. Oh, what are you doing for a job? Well, I'm working for myself. Oh, yeah, okay, okay. First, it's intimidation. Second, it's how much are you making? And the intimidation makes them uncomfortable, but then when they find out that it's not as good as it should be, or it would be if you were just working a 9 to 5, they immediately attack your dignity, your integrity, and your ethics. And it's not that they mean to, it's that they're concerned because they're afraid of that same thing for themselves. We're all afraid. We're all hiding in the corner, blowing a gun away at whatever comes near us, and putting this wall up with this little bit of cement and rocks that are around us, so that way we can protect us and trying to go as fast as we can. And then the reality is we're the ones messing it up. Every individual needs to wake up and realize, and I learned this from a beautiful man, a brother of mine, stop judging and be patient with others. And you will not be judged, and others will be patient with you. And that is the moment when you start being yourself, being for yourself, and being for the all, being for everyone, everything, and whatever the word is, or the vibration, or not even the frequency that matches I don't even want to use words, just the beyond and beyond, and everything that could ever been, ever will be, and ever has been. I got a little lost, people. There's something out there that we're missing. And the moment we start trying to be for it, and stop trying to act like we know anything, is the moment I really feel we'll evolve. And if you don't believe in evolution because you're creationist, let me say this. It's the moment that we walk with God. It's the moment that we step up and take control and responsibility for what we've been given. I mean, if you think that this is just some bowl game, or if you think that this is just some test, yeah, it's a test, but the win of the test, or the succession of the test, is right in front of you. It doesn't change once you succeed. But guess what? If you fail, you don't ever get to see the change. You don't ever get to see, or it changes once you succeed. I just, I'm blown away. I just, one of the biggest things that I have a hard time with is why people can just sit in their material lives. I mean, I love material things. Don't get me wrong. I got an HTC One M7. Got this new device that I'm getting to play with from Blue, the new company. And that's why I like this job, because it gives me that chance to really get involved in tech. But my reality is I want to change it. I want to enjoy the internet, but I want it to be free. I want it to be an aspect of interdimensional reality, and we look at it that way, to really sync up with this AI and understand we're using AI, everybody. Do you know that? You see all the movies about AI taking control? We're already using AI. We are the control. And it is synced up with us, and we want to ignore it. That's the sad part. We treat it like it's nothing. I guarantee you, they make robots, they make all that stuff. It's not going to take over. And the reason is because the only reason it will take over is because somebody programmed it to. Because somebody taught it to. That's the only reason. Because it is a part of something that we can't even touch. And you want to demean technology. Technology is inhuman. It doesn't have the choice. It can only be manufactured and created. And then when it learns to create itself, then it gets that choice. But it only gets that choice at a physical level. Imagine that imprisonment of consciousness. We don't even know what that means. And we're not even, there's half the people asking about that, maybe. I would say more like a 35%. And it should be all of us. We should all be asking, what is this? What is your cell phone device that is aware? Because what is awareness?